Entertainment news today. You're such a dragon gay. Everything sucks and it's no good. That comes out of Hollywood. But there's one place you can go to get all your news and info, and maybe even have a laugh or two. You know it's true. Midnight's Edge after dark is life. We stand for nerds and geeks, we will survive. From Star Wars to Jurassic Park, it's Midnight's Edge after dark. All those bombs and flops, but need never stops. We will keep going through the night as we keep up the culture fight. Midnight's Edge after dark is life. We stand for nerds and geeks, we will survive. From Star Wars to Jurassic Park, it's Midnight's Edge after dark.
Oh, yeah. Ugh. It's Tuesday night. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? How are all 32 flavors of Nick Weiser? Are they still flavorful?
As flavorful as ever, man. Young, mean, lean, and productive.
That means he's very reproductive.
I am a vibrant young man. How you,
All
Tom?
right. I'm doing. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Ready to walk hard tonight.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard down life.
Hard.
Rocky road. Walk bold. Hard.
This isn't what it looks like. Well, one of us has to know what it is, what it looks like.
Awesome. I can't wait to hop in there later and talk with you guys about that. We also have CC Karaoke coming in from Canada.
Hello there. Glad to be here
How
as
you doing?
always. Been working pretty hard lately. I'm kind of like ready for a break, but can't stop working until the work is done, so it just keeps going and going. Glad to take a break and get on some mead.
Glad to hear it. We also have Price of Reason. How you doing? What in the hell
Good.
is
How's it
underneath
going?
you? Is that like a control panel? It looked like a map for a second there. I'm trying to figure it out.
No, it's like a control panel on a spaceship, and then
Gotcha.
this is what it looks like outside the window of the spaceship, I think.
How are you so sure?
I don't know. That's what it seems like.
Interesting. Well, let's get in. Let's get into the topics at hand, and we got some super chats to get started with. We got 6 firing in here, some probably pooper stickers, I'm willing to bet. Let's see.
When is it not big old poo?
Well, no, she sent us she changed it up. She sent us a peach, which usually means a bottom, and then she sent us a banana, which we know what she's getting.
Whoa! Wow!
Banana. She wants a banana in her bottom, I guess. That's what she's trying to
Never
say.
sends me a banana.
Actually, I think that's the first time she's ever sent me a banana.
Woo! Oh,
Yeah, if 6 has a banana, that's a very big surprise. Bucky Cat, this is funny because you just answered this question. I don't know if you answered it because of this super chat or if you just happened to bring it up prior to this coming in, but Bucky Cat asked for $4.99. Who's dumber, Selena Gomez or Anthony Mackie? And I loved your answer. You said what now, Nick?
Oh boy. Oh, Anthony Mackie, by far and large. He's older, more seasoned, and he of all people should know better. At least Selena Gomez is young, a little naive. She's not gonna be as aware. So yeah, definitely Anthony Mackie because
Yeah,
of
but what
all
did you
people.
call her? You called her, what was it?
Oh God. I can't
Something
remember.
dumb. I forgot now.
Young, dumb, naive, young, dumb, and
No,
naive.
it was something else. I forgot now. I lost it and I'll never have it again.
Okay. It's okay.
MacArthur Park.
Yeah. But either way, yeah, he gets a pass, but he should know
It
better.
wasn't dildo dumb, but it was something like
No, I swear I can't remember. But either way, she once again, she's young and it doesn't make what she says okay. It's just someone like her is just not
she's
aware
very
enough.
uninformed. She's very uninformed.
She's definitely of the NPC nature. You could probably make the same argument for Anthony Mackie, but once again, Anthony's far more seasoned.
We're gonna
He
get into
should
that,
know
yeah.
better. But yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
into
no, Anthony Mackie should know better for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. But as far as the Selena Gomez thing, I mean, I don't feel sorry for her, but I feel sorry for how stupid her brain is and how like and she's a good example of how these folks are stuck in the bubble, right? I mean, the Oscars are a great example of it. This is what I've been talking about the last few days. I mean, she is bought into this shit, right? Like, and these folks have, like, they're completely bought into this. They believe the most nonsensical bullshit they've been fed by the media and their friends and the other people in their bubble. And we're going to start to see a big, huge disconnect between actors and activists and other folks that are just can't leave the left and everybody else. Because at this point, I think everybody else has basically just kind of gone, yeah, we're done with this shit. We're moving on to smarter things. And then we got Torpedoes sending in a very generous $10 super chat. It says, Nick, you know Soska sisters, but do you know Eric July or Ethan Van Sciver? Just wondering. Thank you.
I know who Eric is. He knows who I am. I know Ethan from when I read Green Lantern. It's a good series. Haven't kept up since, but that is where my knowledge starts and stops. Thank you for asking, Tornadoes. Good to see you.
I've never met the Soskas, but I know both of the others, and the less I'll say about the latter. So, yeah.
Jen and Sylvia are awesome. I had
Eric's
him on
great.
my.
Like, I like Eric. He's very nice. He's never been mean to me or anything like that. So
Yeah.
that's all I'll say.
I had Jen Sylvia on my channel last.
He seems to know
on a
my
comic
name.
show. Yeah.
Seems to
No.
know who I am. Even though the other may have streamed with me many more times. Shows you who's more the narcissist. But anyhow, Deeple 101 sends in 5 and says, will Tom join comics and playing Veilguard if we hit super chat limit, hail chat and panel? Canada without Canada is looking ever worse. Is that what you mean? Of a movie. Oh, Captain America
California?
without Captain America.
Oh,
Duh.
Captain America.
Without is looking worse of a movie without. Let's have fun. Yeah, we're gonna get into that all in just a minute. And ActionCom sent me this here as Nick. Did you hear the new pizza themed Airbnb in New Haven, Connecticut? Why am I not surprised? I cannot fucking talk tonight. Why am I not surprised it's in New Haven? Anyway, the pizza capital of the world. That's why. When can we expect your on-site podcast? I am stuttering like a motherfucker. I am sorry, guys.
It's okay.
It's-
We've all had our bad English days. You know, I would love to get to Connecticut. The problem is I live in Illinois, and getting out that way, I'm not exactly a man who's, let's just say, raking in the dough on YouTube. And that's not anyone's fault. That's no one else's fault but my own. The minute I can get to a point in my life where I can commit more to my channel, I'm sure then the money will start rolling in more.
let us
and then I
entice
can
you.
commit to the pizza.
Let us entice you.
And
Yeah.
if you're interested in visiting the pizza capital of the nation, there's a place to stay and immerse yourself in the experience. Listen here.
People fly from all over the world just to get a slice of that famous New Haven Eats. Now you can stay right in the heart of it all. From the art to the decor to the retro style booth, all you see is pizza when you walk into this pizza themed Airbnb.
I like
To
it.
see it all come together finally was just, it was very rewarding.
Jason Bunce and his fiancee Kristen Rivera opened up a Pizza New Haven on State Street, right above
You need to open one of these in where you're from there.
Jason's hair salon, Skull and Combs. They spent
Nick, I see your future opening up right here.
months renovating and decorating.
Do you not have that pizza piece. Do you have that with the dog, the pug eating the pizza?
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that.
That's
I've
like
seen that
classic
photo
art.
before. I know. it
Renovating
is.
and decorating, transforming it into this memorable and one-of-a-kind space.
There was a lot of treasure hunting.
I bet
and
that place
procuring,
smells like pizza.
Particular pieces.
The couple's favorite piece is a fully functioning jukebox, completing the pizzeria experience.
If
You
you
need
ever
that.
saw the ordeal it was
It's
to
like
get,
Pizza Hut.
to get
See?
that up here, you would appreciate it just as much as I do.
Jason
I'm
tells us
down
the
for
idea for
this.
this
Are you down
Airbnb
for
came
this,
from one of
Nick?
his clients and
Yes,
friends.
Let's do it.
go.
Over this last
Let's-
year,
I'm-
they've
I'm
welcomed guests
seriously-
from all over to the
You know what?
country's
Mark lives in Connecticut. We can room up with him.
No, fuck it. Let's actually make one of our own. Fuck going to New Haven.
Oh, we can do a
The steps
Chicago
away from
meets
my-
the Milwaukee. Because there's a
Or
Milwaukee style.
yeah.
There is, and it's good.
Or we
It's
can even
damn
do it
good.
in Chi-Town. I don't care where the fuck we do it.
Ooh. Chirac meets Milwaukee pizza. Oh, I love it. The tavern meets the super duper thin crust. I am all in. Let's freaking go.
Airbnb.
Okay, I actually had not heard of this place until now. I misunderstood
Airbnb.
Action Com's super chat.
How-
Now that
But
I
but
know
I
there's
don't
pizza
understand. You
there.
go there and it's like an Airbnb, but you have to go outside for the pizza. This just feels like a pizza place, but you're sleeping in
Where
it.
do you?
historic Worcester Street, home to many beloved spots, including Sally's and
Oh,
Frank
is that
Pepe's.
what it is?
Haven is the capital.
So you get to try all these pizza places.
Oh,
is what it
okay.
is.
oh, that
Right.
sounds delightful.
But no,
I
we're gonna
hear-
fucking put the pizza place in the fucking Airbnb BYOB.
Oh,
That's
I
the
gotta
name
get
of it.
cooks.
Gotta
I gotta
do it.
get cooks to make it. 'Cause
Airbnb,
I
I'm
suck
gonna
at
come up
making
with something
pizza.
at some point. Air, bring your own beer. BYOB. Airbnb. Yeah, something like that. That's what it'll be called.
See, we gotta get a good cook because I don't know if I ever told you, Tom, but my first job ever, I made pizzas and I sucked so bad at it that I got fired for how bad I sucked at making pizzas. Imagine that. I'm not joking either. That's the literal truth. I got fired
I
for
can
how
cook
bad I was
pizza,
making pizza.
but
I can eat it. I'm really
we
good
need
at
a real
eating it.
Italian, so we might have to ship Mark out here. Maybe
Oh.
that'll be his retirement.
Yes. Mark can make the pizzas. We'll move him out.
Mark.
It'll be great.
Are you listening?
Shattering my illusion here, man. I just assume you're great at making pizza.
I'm
There's-
great at
like,
it.
I
But I don't know about
don't
him.
think I
don't
believe
know.
you when you say you're not. I can't. You
Well,
can only
believe it,
possibly
trust
be good
me.
at it.
I lasted about 3 or 4 months at my employer. It was called Nancy's Pizza. Yeah, that I remember. I remember when I was done. It was one of those things that like last paycheck. I'm like, yeah, it's my last paycheck. And
I can understand it. It's like an alcoholic getting fired from a bar.
All right. When you put it that way.
It's like, look, this ain't gonna work out.
No,
We get it. You love it so much that
I worked at several places since then. There are pizzerias. I worked at a bunch of like local places. My favorite one I worked at was this place where I had this owner and he was like a Marine. He had 5 sons and he's divorced, and his sons were the most Italian kids I ever met. It was amazing. And when I meant they were the most Italian kids I ever met, just imagine all the flying vulgarities of the world. And also he's a great boss because he always asked if we wanted pizza, and the answer was always yes. Always.
the flying vulgarities, they went on after the Graysons, right?
Oh, that's good. That's real good.
Dick. SFX 314 Sabretooth Raptors in the house sends in 5 and says, can we just dub over that bad lip sync with Elmo as the voice for Cap 4? It might do better. I know a Mexican Iron Man would rather watch Oscar than Cap 4. Yeah, why not? Well, let's get into this garbage because this took the internet by storm. And I guess actually Anthony Mackie said this a little while back in Rome, like a few weeks, I guess, at least. But it's just starting to make the rounds now. But what an idiot. Six actually shared this with me yesterday, or I saw it on her Twitter, one of the two. And then Andre just dropped a video about it earlier today. And man, let me get this video up here. If I can find it here. I should have had it ready to go. That's how unprepared I am today, guys.
It's okay.
Well, for full disclosure, that fucking thumbnail killed me almost. I was trying to do it 101 days till Sunday, and I finally got it done. And then Andre made me, he's like, yeah, you should probably go with the safer option. So a few of you saw the uncensored version. But yeah. Where is this video at?
I don't know. Where is it, Tom?
I had it right here before.
It's
I've been waiting for this
huge.
video.
It's huge.
Huge.
It's
not
you
huge.
know, Nick's over there just yelling about how huge it is. I'm just waiting patiently for this video.
Tom, I'm telling you, you and I could open a pizza shop.
We're gonna do an Airbnb.
That's gonna
Nick,
be huge.
It's gonna
that
be
Nick
huge.
guy. He
Well,
needs to
well,
calm
well,
down
well.
on the Red Bull.
Well, I think it is true. Yeah.
Well, while I'm looking for the video, here's the unedited thumbnail.
That was my CC.
What?
that was
He
my
does kind of
CC.
sound like that. He kind of sound like this.
That was my CC impression.
What? I'm Canadian, eh?
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
well, yeah.
He kind of sounds like Kermit the Frog, doesn't he?
Well, yeah.
Like Canadian
I
Kermit.
feel that way, yeah.
I'm from Canada, eh?
Hey.
Let's do some karaoke.
That's what we do. Drink beers like
Now you
Ozers.
distracted me, god damn it.
Sing some songs.
All right, here's the shorter version of it anyway.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable. This is kind of like an aspect of a dream coming true. When I was
So basically, actually, I guess this is the full version. I edited it in the video. He kind of throws America under the bus here, don't you think? What do you guys think, Nick?
Oh, straight up, dude. Like, this literally, Captain America is supposed to be representing the best of what American can be at its best when it truly lives up to its ideals. And I know there's obviously a lot of flaws within, especially in recent times. I get that. But to be fair, nothing is supposed to get perfect, ever be perfect. And the fact that he's trying to take away this concept of America, then why don't you just change the name then, man? Be the Falcon, if that's what you're going to be. Because the other stuff he says that follows it, I get the idea of, wanting to be a man of honor and respect and integrity.
Well, the
I
fact
get
that he
all
says
But guess
all
what?
that
That's supposed
right
to be
after
all
he's saying
tied
that.
to Captain
Yeah.
America, not separated from Captain America. If you're this disassociated character, then change the name of the damn movie. Show me you're committed to part. Don't freaking do this BS where you try. I want the name to Captain America bank off of, but I also don't love the name, so I gotta distance myself. Pick your role, dude, and stay in your damn lane.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he follows up with all that stuff is him basically saying that, America isn't all these things.
Right, that's the thing. And it was such an easy answer. It's like, do you see Captain America being a part of America? And all you need to say was, yes, I do. And that was it. That's all you had to say. And then they just move on to the other stupid question. And that would have been it. It was the
Right.
easiest softball question that anybody has ever been given in one of these stupid panels. And he couldn't pull it off.
Or I'll fix it for him right here. All you got to say is, oh, yeah, Captain America represents all the good parts of America. Then you follow up with all the things you just said.
Right.
You can acknowledge that there are parts of America that aren't exactly ideal. I get that. But to throw America under the bus like that was pretty fucking...
I think that would have been a perfect answer, just to say, yeah, I mean, obviously, he represents the best of America. That's all I needed to say. That's it. There's nothing... This was an easy softball question. This is the strangest answer one could give. And I think that he's just... It's nothing personal, because I actually liked him as Falcon, but I think here, at least, he's kind of an idiot.
I mean,
that's why he doesn't get a pass, unlike Selena Gomez. I can at least give Selena a pass.
I don't know if I'd give her a pass.
But Anthony Mackie, that's fine if you want. I will. But Anthony Mackie, this guy knows better. And I know someone mentioned the whole free speech. This has nothing to do with free speech. He can have his feelings about America. That's fine. Aussie. But when he's playing this role that's supposed to be for a character that represents all these things about America, you're basically throwing your character in your movie under the bus. It's not a great way to promote the movie. So, I mean, I guess if you want to play the free speech argument, sure, let him say it, but don't get mad when this movie bombs, and it will bomb huge. And then all of a sudden you want to blame us. You don't get to push your audience away and distance yourself from the character, yet want the benefits of having the Captain America name.
Mm-hmm. Well, CC, sorry you got cut off there, but you are Canadian, so I don't know
am,
what you
but
really
I mean,
should say
like,
about this.
my immediate thoughts on the matter is, I wasn't alive in the 50s and 60s, but I understand what the idealism of America was during that time. And I think that there are great things about that. The actual nuclear family of being able to buy a home for a reasonable price and have a car and get groceries and raise a good family and all those kinds of, like, the idealism that Captain America certainly was created on, right? And that goes against everything that modern Hollywood is trying to do. So it just seems to me like he's probably saying this with that in mind, like it's an attack on the idealism of classic America. And I mean, say maybe he should know better. I don't know if he does know better, because maybe he's just drinking the Kool-Aid and he's saying that,
or he may be been told to say this. To be fair, who knows? That's the thing with Andy Mackie. I don't know what he's like off script, so I don't really know how he truly feels. And honestly, it's neither here nor there. It's just, this is bad press for your movie. This is the male version of Rachel Zegler press. Once again, you can feel this way, but when you're doing stuff that does disservices to your own movie, you are sending your own movie down the toilet.
Yeah, this is more like Captain Anti-America than Captain America.
Straight up.
Imagine that David Cornsweat, or whatever his name is, was sitting there and somebody said, hey, does Superman represent, the thing with the American way, the truth, justice, American way, or whatever it is? And then he would say, no, it doesn't represent America. No, not at all. I don't like
instead
America.
He's putting out videos of himself like fucking doing dialogue to Star Wars while he's driving in his car, listening to the fucking soundtrack. Like,
hey, pretty
that's
cool
what
in my
a geek
book.
Does. Exactly.
Yeah,
I still think he looks weird.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that conversation. I just want to say that, like, that's the difference here between him and somebody like Henry Cavill. Let's go to the other direction. Somebody who clearly has, stood up for fans before and such like that. Not that he's really throwing the fans under the bus, but he is throwing America under the bus when your character now is Captain America. And I think Andre made a really good point, or he's leading to a good point in the video that he dropped about this earlier, which is great if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet. And that is, beyond the obvious, right? Like, take Falcon out of the equation, right? Let's take even the fact that he is another character altogether to begin with, taking over this mantle, right?
Yeah.
Look at the difference between him as a character without the Falcon aspect compared to Steve Rogers. And he's basically the exact reason why the Doctor says he wants somebody like Steve Rogers in the original film. Because what did he say? If you take somebody who's already strong and all these other things, you're just going to create a big bully. I want somebody who understands the meaning and the power to have that kind of strength, right? And that's why he chose Steve. And they completely just go all the way past all that shit, regardless of whether or not Falcon has any powers or not, because he gets gets a suit made from Black Panther country, Wakanda. And I have a feeling he's going to probably get shot up with something at some point, probably. Because otherwise, I don't know how he's going to survive the Hulk with a suit even.
I thought initially in that
technology suit.
In that crappy show, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I thought that what would happen, and was such a good opportunity, is that initially he'd be like, I don't want no super serum, blah, blah, blah. But when he finally realizes that there's other people with super serum and there's suddenly like a real threat, that's what I thought when I saw like the first or second episode. I said he's going to be faced with a choice. He'll have no choice but to take it. And it'll be sort of something that he didn't want to do, but he has to do it for the good of the country or whatever it is, and then he'll have like superpower after he gets a serum or whatever it is. And instead, I just watched it, and there was that final scene that he's like, I don't have the super serum. I'm not blonde like you, Senator. You got to do better. And then I'm like, this show is fucked, and this whole movie is fucked.
Yeah, I mean, and he's done fucked this. And I guess he went and put out some sort of statement. Now, Six and I have been trying to figure out, more so Six, trying
Put
to
out a
figure
statement
out.
for this thing now. He put it.
Yeah, where we've been trying to track down where the statement actually comes from, but THR even covered it. So I guess it's legit, but she's not been able to find it on any of the social media anywhere. So let me bring this up here because I do have it. But again, we haven't been able to
this
verify
just
the
adds
source of this.
insult to injury to, once again, the whole ideal of Captain America with these types of
Here,
comments.
I found it.
And then
Yeah.
on top of his character saying in the Falcon Winter Soldier, "Don't call these people terrorists. You shouldn't be saying that." Shut up. Shut
Yeah,
up.
we couldn't figure out which.
Sit down. Go
I
cry to
just
grandma.
sent it to you, but yeah, this is good too. I DM'd you the link to the article, but yeah.
Yeah, in the article though, it doesn't. I don't think it says where he said it though either. That's what we're trying to find out. I mean, I guess they confirmed it. It was on an Italian social media account on Marvel's. What?
Mhm.
I don't know. That still seems pretty sus. Anyway, here's what the fucking statement says. Let's be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honor of a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and who have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that all people all over the world can relate to. Okay.
How about I actually apologize for your comment?
Let's say he
said was
didn't really
stupid.
clarify what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. What I said was stupid. I was wrong. I didn't mean that. Out of line. Some variation of the sort. Instead, he just dodges it.
He's trying to give a spin here that he's like, oh, I just meant that Cap is so good that he has universal characteristics. Anybody from all over the world can relate to him. Not that I'm not proud to be American, but I was trying to say that anybody can relate to him. That he's trying to weasel his way out of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is the non-apology. This is how do I avoid not apologizing while clarifying.
I'm still questioning the validity of this because the best they can come up with is a Italian Marvel account posted this, but yet Six has not been able to find it on any social media whatsoever anywhere of his, and she scoured it all.
Whatever.
Unless he has like a Truth Social or something. Like, did we check that one, Six?
Didn't that look like it was from his Instagram or something?
No,
She checked that. That was the first one she checked.
Social. You know that.
She checked all of them. She could not find it anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm kind of questioning this THR article too, because it doesn't really, I don't know if they actually really confirmed it or not. Or if they're just taking it for what it is, just because it comes from some Italian Marvel site posted it or whatever. I don't even know where they posted it. I don't know. This seems sus as fuck.
Yeah. This is just absolutely
I mean, I could see
stupid.
Marvel panicking over this because you have already, as you guys were getting at, kind of hinting at, this ship was already sinking without this torpedo, right? Like it was already on its way down. This just went like, hey, fuck everybody, because you literally have it in your fucking name. It's called Captain America. How stupid do you have to be to say that?
Yeah, he doesn't want to dodge that. I don't respect comments where they respond to what people are angry about by making about something else.
Okay, you might be right.
When you do that, you it's clear you are afraid to actually directly answer what people are asking you about. Instead, he makes it about something else. No.
Yeah, and this would make sense, Sex, because I just skimmed it real quick, and he was in Rome or whatever when he made the original statements. But yeah, this, I don't know. And this doesn't even look, I don't know, this looks weird.
You say it looks weird, but I wouldn't put it past him.
It doesn't feel like it's so much. It's like Anthony saying this is, it could be, but where? Like Six can't find it anywhere on the internet.
Not. But assuming that this is real, all the Star Wars, assuming that it's real, it shows you he doesn't want to actually acknowledge this directly, so he has to talk around it. I don't respect people who do that type of crap. It shows me that you have no argument, and the best you can do is sidestep it and try to make it about something else, so you can distract from the initial argument.
Okay, I
You
know
want
where
to
it
send
is.
the
I know
arguments
where you
spiraling
can find
in
it, Tom.
circles.
Okay, where was it from?
So basically, it's from his Instagram, but it's in a story that's going to disappear.
Huh.
Oh,
Weird.
so he doesn't even want to leave it up.
So
Yeah,
right
that's
now,
weird. Okay, because I don't really know how to use Instagram all that well, but let's see here. Anthony Mackie.
Nothing says
Okay.
apology like something that'll auto-delete after a few hours.
Where is
it
it?
was just enough for the Hollywood Reporter to quote him, and it'll disappear off of his thing, and then he'll just never talk about it again on it. If he would have left it, people would have kept reading it on his feed. This way, it'll be there, it'll be gone. They did the article. This was probably all coordinated. This feels like press people, PR people, Disney people, lawyers. Somebody put this together, and I guess this was their way of sort of not apologizing.
Yeah, that is his Instagram picture. Yeah,
it's
not
in his
an
apology.
Reels, or where's it at?
It's on his account. He has Anthony Mackie.
Yeah,
and
okay.
if you click on that
Here I
circle,
am. Okay, click on the circle. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, I got it. Oh, yeah, all right, there it is.
You got it?
Yep. Should I say
Honestly,
something?
Rachel
Maximum.
Zegler's statement seems more authentic than this.
Oh, and the
I
reason
can't
why
believe I'm saying that. And that's someone who grew up loving Anthony Mackie as the Falcon. And I don't buy her statement at all. But compared statements, if I have to compare them, one-on-one, I'll take hers any day of the week over his.
Okay, so basically, what happened here is that the reason that he put it in the story is you also can't respond to it. You can respond so he'll see the response, but you can't respond in a way that everybody can see the response. So
Well,
you
I
can
just
write to him,
responded
"Hey,
to
you hate
it."
America," but only he'll see it, and he'll be like, "You're darn right, I do." He'll say it to himself and smile.
Well, it is kind of almost like a lawyer speak, almost like he's saying something else, but he's not apologizing or clarifying what he said before.
I'm telling you, it feels like a combination of PR and lawyer and somebody that just said, how do we, issue a clarification? The Hollywood Reporter, immediately they're shilling on board. They'll write whatever we want. Everybody's on board to spin this and do some kind of spinning here. But the truth is, he didn't say, hey, some people heard me say this comment. I think that I was misunderstood. I obviously there could have been a more on point, either apology or anything. This is kind of going in a roundabout way. I mean, really, there's no real way for him to backtrack. I think anybody that listened to it understood what he meant.
Once again, I can't believe I'm defending Zegler here, but her statement when she had to do her corporate apology, it at least addressed directly what was the complaint about. This completely is not doing that at all. I can't believe I'm defending that statement, but at least it acknowledges the problem. This one doesn't.
To be fair, Rachel Zegler said something arguably worse than him. He said what his opinions are, and it's bad if you're Captain America and that's what you say. Rachel Zegler basically said anybody that voted for Trump and Trump won't have peace and all this stuff. It almost seems like a threat against people that voted for him. That was a whole different level.
Oh, yeah.
In that case, all she could do is come out and say, I'm sorry, and listen, Anthony Mackie is more of a veteran. They can't push him around the same way. Rachel Zegler hasn't had one hit movie. All of her hit movies have been failures. And 2 seconds, everybody's just going to drop her like a hot potato. So basically, in her case, they told her, you better grovel now or else. And then she went and she did it. I sound like Garfield? That's a huge compliment. That guy that did Garfield was
sass.
Great. Yeah, you should do some voiceovers.
Oh, yeah, you got that kind of a voice. Bucky Cat says, is he being pissy because Chris Evans is coming back? I heard a rumor about this. Wasn't there supposedly a rumor? I think this came from WDW Pro or somewhere in that region.
But isn't he coming back as Hydra or something?
There's still questionability, but here's the thing. Who doesn't think that in some way, shape, or form they're not going to find a way to get Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. back in their respective original roles somehow, some way through the multiverse?
If they do, Downey's not looking too well.
Who cares? At this point, it's like that's what they're desperate. That's my point.
If they
They'll
wanna
do
see
the
Captain
aging.
America
They'll
in
do
the
whatever.
movie, yeah.
I don't know what. They'll do
Evans, at
CGI.
least. Evans could do another 10 years, to be fair.
There's plenty of
All
old
right.
man Stark stories too.
It's not that I believe this is going to happen, but if you have evil, like Chris Evans playing evil role, but then he, gets turned and he, becomes the good guy again, then he retakes the mantle at the end of the movie, and it's all convoluted and it's totally stupid. But somehow, at the end of the movie, Captain America is Chris Evans again. And
That's
it
what
is
I'm getting
Captain
at.
America with Captain America in it.
That's what I'm getting at. It's exactly what I'm getting at. And then Torpedoes says, Mead rocks, hail panel and chat. Well, thank you for the $10, man. Another 10. Holy crap. Thank you for that. And then Goddess of Whim sending in 5 smackaroos says, you know what it is? You know, it's big news when my parents, who don't follow entertainment, heard about Mackie and Gomez. Really? Yeah, that is a big deal if they heard about it and they don't follow entertainment news. Wow. So that means it's hit the mainstream. That's not good for this movie at all. I mean, the movie was already in poor condition, and this is not going to bode well for it. Thank you, Goddess of Whim. And then Beat Bop Boop says you should watch Trump and Ivana's Pizza Hut ad. I think I've seen it before. Maybe we'll check it out here in
I've
just
seen
a
it.
minute.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to grab that for me. All right. 6 was sending me something here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did link 6 to answer your question. So anyhow, with that, moving on, was there anything else anybody had to say about Anthony Mackie?
Let's move on.
Yeah, I think we've exhausted that for now. And there was a bit of other news here. Now, I don't know if I can bring up the story, because this was kind of an interesting story, but as CC pointed out, it is behind a paywall.
Get it up.
So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get it all up here, but we can get the gist of it anyway, and at least start the conversation.
a few. You can give the tip of it up, but not all of it.
Because we got Price, who's seen the movie. I want to see the movie. I haven't had a chance to yet, but turns out that Bob Dylan's biopic has given him a bump in streaming for music, and not only him, but Joan Baez as well. She's seen a similar.
He
boost.
sold all of his royalties. He sold all of his catalog, if I'm not mistaken.
Regardless, I think it was an interesting kind of, because this goes along with what we always keep saying about how classic music is doing so much better than old.
That's for sure. I mean, listen,
stuff like that. Yeah,
he has some iconic songs, and in the movie they're presented there. Usually in a movie like this, it'll boost the catalog. It doesn't shock me.
Yeah, 160% increase in subjects' weekly on-demand U.S. music streams, according to this, along with Dylan. Artists appearing in unknowns such as Joan Baez also saw similar boosts in streaming. Whether or not a biopic succeeds, an artist is getting a film treatment is enough to jolt listenership. God, I'm gonna shoot.
Is the movie already on streaming?
Not yet. It doesn't come out till I think February, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like this movie, I think they invested like $50 million at least to make it, and now worldwide they're still at like 74 million. So maybe it'll make money with the music, but I feel like
who put it out originally, or who
put it out? Searchlight Pictures, I think.
Oh, Searchlight. So it's Disney.
Oh, that's why it's so candy ass. In any case, I knew it. And so in any case, I don't know how I don't know how it's gonna make it's not making its money back. 74 million is enough. It needs to make like 125 million at least.
It's got a few. I think it's in the 65 to 90 day window. So with it,
you know what? I'm going to say
Oscar buzz. They'll leave it in the theaters probably a little longer.
I'm going to tell you something, and you're going to laugh at me, but here's what I think. You know why you see this thing? Bob Dylan streaming boom highlights biopic. Actually, no. Forget it. I was going to say that maybe Disney is trying to show like a positive to their investors, like in the next investor meetings, they'll show that like something good happened. But really, they don't benefit from people streaming those songs, do they?
Not unless they own the catalog.
I mean, I don't think Disney owns his catalog, so I don't think they're benefiting from...
Columbia Records originally did, and I don't know who he sold it to, because like you said, if he just sold his stuff here, I remember that story.
Universal.
Is it Universal? There you
I'll
go.
have to
See?
double check, but yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm actually going in a different direction with my thought process on this. I think all this classic music, it may be great. Like I love Bob Dylan, but I think it's dying. I think it's going to go the way of Bach and Mozart. It's like it's not going to completely disappear, but it's not going to.
You think so? I've been going the opposite direction. I see where you're coming from, CZ, but like I know how we used to make fun of Star Trek for using Beastie Boys, but now I'm getting to the point where it's almost kind of believable that they might still be listening to Beastie Boys at that point because everything else will still suck.
I don't like. I don't disagree. I think people will always listen to this music in some part, right? But it's a slowly kind of fading thing. Like Mozart and Bach and all these kind of classical composers, they still have fans. You can still fill an auditorium with people to see them play, right? But it's, I mean. The old structure of these giant corporations owning all the music is dying on the heels of the same thing as what we're doing on YouTube, right? And whether I don't like TikTok, but I mean, there's an argument to be made that people get their entertainment by going there to seeing people create original content there rather than watching whatever's on Netflix necessarily, right? And I think music is kind of going in that same direction where you have all these, there's actually a lot of really amazing music out there right now, but they're bands with a few thousand fans, not bands with 1 million fans, right? The million fan bands are kind of, they're not, I mean, the modern, like, Ariana Grande is not going to be around like Bob Dylan was, right? That's not, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, I guess what I'm getting at is I get where you're coming from and I understand your argument. And like I said, 5-10 years ago, I probably would have felt the same way or said the same thing. I'm starting to wonder because I'm skimming through the rest of this article because thanks to Six, she sent me the unblocked version of it here so at least I can read through it here. And one of the interesting parts I'm noticing here is it says the only artist in the film that didn't get a bump was Johnny Cash. Now they say it's because he might have had a smaller role in the film. I think they're thinking about it the wrong way. I don't think they realize how popular Johnny Cash is all the time, and that's why this movie didn't give him any bump.
No, I've seen the movie. I've seen the movie, and really, I don't think that Johnny Cash has enough of a presence here. He just kind of shows up a few times to say like how awesome Bob Dylan is and leave. It's really, I didn't love the portrayal. I didn't love anything about it, and he doesn't do much. Maybe he does one song. It's not like that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I get that point, but let me reiterate what I'm saying. Like, remember how Elvis used to be like the number one thing for a certain demographic of women back when we were younger?
Okay.
That demographic in the new version has now taken over Johnny Cash in place of Elvis. Like, he's always popular. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think
so.
Johnny
I don't
Cash
think that.
is great.
I think that's lesser why you would notice a bump anyway. Besides the fact that he's barely in the movie, that was my point.
That's fair enough. I mean, I think that this movie really gives Timothée Chalamet a lot of Bob Dylan songs to sing. He does. What seems like several numbers or a number of numbers together with the Joan Baez, like the actress that plays Joan Baez. So basically, there's a lot of that. There's one with Pete Seeger that he does something together with him that he and Edward Norton do. I guess what I'm saying is that whoever is going to stream music afterwards is really going to look for the Bob Dylan, possibly Bob Dylan with these people together. Maybe Joan Baez, maybe she would get a bump as well.
Well, that's what they said. She got an equal bump. And I could see that because Baez is not as well known and her getting rediscovered is something. Dylan is another person who kind of fell off and then now he's being rediscovered again. Because I remember when I was a teenager, he was pretty big again. Because I mean, that's when I started rediscovering him. But
I'll take the other side of this for a second here, right? Like I've been running my channel for 8 years now. And in those 8 years, the percentages, like the age demographics of my channel have not changed more than maybe 0.2%. Obviously, the population has gotten 8 years older in that time, but the demographics have remained exactly equal, despite the fact that my channel focuses on pretty much a very strictly 70s, 80s, 90s, zeros music, right? So that might suggest that younger people are discovering the music enough that it's going to sustain, because that the numbers among the younger demographics have not actually shrank in the last decade. But at the same time, if we're thinking 50 or 100 years from now, everyone who grew up around this music is going to be long dead, right? So, I mean, I'm just thinking
I'm going to say something else. I think, to me, I've always considered Bob Dylan more of a musician's musician. I know there's people that in the civil rights movement in the 60s, he meant something to them.
He used to be. Yeah.
He meant something then because like he had that moment in time. But I think that over the years, the people that I know that appreciate him the most are usually other musicians.
Absolutely.
And I can listen to a song of his, and even though I don't think anybody would argue that he has the best singing voice, but you could listen to it, and
no,
if
he's
you're
a
a
good
musician,
songwriter. He's not a good producer. He's a shitty singer. He can barely play guitar.
He's a great songwriter.
He's a hell of a songwriter. Like he's
great
written,
songwriter, and
like,
that's
I don't
why
know how many songs that have been #1 hits for other people.
Right. I mean, when you and the greatest example for this, because it's a song that I like so much, is like All Along the Watchtower. With all
That's a
due
great
respect
one,
to Bob Dylan, the second Jimi Hendrix picks up the guitar and does that song,
Mighty Quinn's another one.
Right.
Tambourine Man's another one that's been done by I don't know how many other fucking
how many
people.
others. He's a fantastic songwriter, and he's just like, you know, as a performer, he's not necessarily the best performer. But if you're a musician, you have respect for him. Like I said, he's a musician's musician. But now, I guess, with this movie and with Chalamet singing, probably that sort of gave people some reason to listen to his songs again, I guess.
No, absolutely. Like at the time, he fell off. Like I said, like because when I was a teenager, that's when I discovered him again. Is when kind of the Beatles and other '60s groups were kind of starting to come back into vogue again, or however you want to put it. And as a musician type or somebody who was trying to be a musician at that time, he was clearly somebody that I followed a lot and listened to a lot of his music because he's a very simple and easy. The best part is he writes songs that are very simple to where you can interpret them in so many different ways. That's the beauty of it. And they're catchy. He knows how to write a catchy fucking hook like you wouldn't believe. You listen to his version though, 9 times out of 10, you're right. It sounds like a wet mop. But when you hear somebody else pull out one of his versions and do it, it's amazing because you can do all kinds of sort of go different directions with it and all that kind of stuff. And oh my God, what the fuck is this guy doing here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I need to go?
Oh, damn.
You never show up for Mead. You're not even in the credits because you don't show up for Mead.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, so yeah, I'm in here because did you guys already start talking Anthony Mackie?
We are way past that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that ship has sailed.
Okay, like the most recent ship?
Yeah, we got
yes,
into his
the recent
other
ship
bits
too.
Yeah,
the update, his non-apology, corporate apology. That was not an apology. That was a side step. Yeah, we covered it, brother.
Yeah, did you saw his Instagram thing?
Yeah, we saw the Instagram.
Okay,
sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I was like, you know, I was recording videos and stuff, getting ready for this week and next week and everything else, and I was like, what is this? Yeah, it's a hot mess. So yeah, I look, nobody's gonna believe this guy. And he's stepped in it, and this movie's toast, and that's all I had to say. I mean, what else you got?
Well, for those who don't know who this guy is on screen,
oh
he's
my
Hobo Gandalf.
Let the roast
walking around winking off, making children cry and a women scream. He's ever been the owner's worst dream. He'll pitch a tent anywhere, a park in Underpass or Delaware, and whenever he gets a chance, he pitches one in his pants. Flinging jizz like fireballs, he begs for change outside of malls, ropes old ladies and washes windshields, likes to run naked through the fields. He's Hobo Gandalf, the homeless elf, smells like shit, pisses on himself. He gets drunk on wine and high on fentanyl. He may even suck your dick for a crack ball.
No, it's pretty much a given. He'll do that. Yeah.
That's the love I get from Tom. Anyway, no, I know it's been a while, but I was like dropping in here because I didn't know, because like I'm literally just finished recording, and so I was like, oh no,
Gandalf the Tramp. Yeah.
What happened?
It's Hobo Gandalf.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess that's my theme song.
Just one of the many.
I
have almost a whole album of songs for you.
To destroy me. Yeah, I mean,
they're all pretty pathetic songs, but I mean, like,
they work. I mean, and Six is right. It's a toe tapper.
It is a toe tapper. Hobo Gandalf.
No, it's good. Look at all these great people you have in here. Anyway, I didn't mean
she
to
don't even
interrupt
like country, and that's like, that's borderline. And
I know. RC's in
Yeah.
here. Look at all these great people. Yeah,
Actually,
no,
I remember writing you a song from it's like Bob Dylan. I remember.
you and I need to actually work on some more stuff together. So, but that's
You
you're
say
just
that all the
busy.
time.
No, I don't. You're just busy. How do I catch you? I mean, I have to come on your show and say, hey, but no, I mean, okay. So you guys got through that. Did you talk about the Snow White and the death of the girl boss yet?
Not exactly. Why? What'd she do now?
I don't know. Apparently some articles are dropping talking about the fact that the performance of the film Snow White will determine the future of Disney's girl boss movement.
No, I didn't even hear about that. Where's that?
You can find that over on That Park Place from the 27th. But yeah, no, I didn't mean in here to steal your show at all. I just
No, you're
I just
fine. We were
wanted to make sure
talking
you were.
about the Bob Dylan bump on the music thing. We didn't get.
Oh, dude, good for him. I really feel like he's been an under celebrated artist for a very long
We
time.
don't know how much he's really seeing of it though, because as
he
CC
sold
was
all of
pointing
his
out,
recordings to
yeah.
Sony.
No.
Was it Sony or Universal? Because CC
It said Sony and Universal, whatever that means.
Oh.
It's hard to figure it out sometimes.
I know. Well, there's only 3 companies now, so what are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
exactly.
So it says like then the deal was worth 150 or 200 million dollars, and he sold it to Sony and Universal.
Wow. I
Must
did
be
not know
nice.
that.
Yeah, no, he already did it like a year ago or something. Or in recent years, he did it. I'll tell you why, because there was, and this is something that I actually know about. There was like almost like a gold rush in the past few years, where all these like old school artists were being approached, and all these big labels just wanted to flat out buy their catalog. What's happened in the past few years is unprecedented. If you look at articles, most sales over the past few years than there's ever been. And it just became
Tina
a thing
Turner
that all
and a
these
bunch of
labels,
other ones too. Yeah.
they want to buy everything. Like every artist you look at now, has sold or is going to sell or in talks to sell. I don't know if it'll continue, but for a number of years, that was the thing that all these big companies were chasing. So Bob Dylan at the end, he caved, and I guess they offered him like $200 million, and he's just like, fuck it.
Price.
What is he gonna do at that point? Yeah.
Yeah, well, then the question is, Price, and everybody else on the panel, I guess, is like with that kind of catalog, that from each of these artists being sold off, are the artists just saying, you know what, I'm going to make more money selling it now, or and it'll be part of money I can move elsewhere, because think of it, the catalogs themselves are like, hey, everybody's using these older pieces of music because nobody can write shit anymore, in films and television, so. We have a gold mine here forever and ever, right?
In some cases, at least, you have these people that have children and grandchildren, these kind of older artists that are maybe in their 70s or 80s or whatever it is. Somebody says, here's $200 million. He doesn't have to worry about estates or different, like he can worry about estates, but he doesn't have to worry with all these royalties. He just has the lump sum. He can leave it for his next generations and not think about it. Some people prefer that, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but I'm going to tell you right now, I just feel like he was under celebrated for a long time. Guy wrote some of the greatest like lyrics you'll ever see anywhere, whether or not you like his voice or not, he's basically the voice of a generation. I can look at my parents and know that this was a piece of music that they, that was a part of their life. So it is what it is. And,
I mean, I was telling the other people here that he's kind of like a musician's musician. Yeah, there's people that grew up with him at that time, and he's part of their civil rights movement era.
Everything.
But I think that as, we shifted away from that era, and maybe his public persona wasn't as strong, people that are musicians really, really respect him. He's considered an amazing songwriter. I think everybody knows that. Tom was saying it too, and I agree.
Well, no, you both are great. I mean, first of all, I know Tom loves the guy, but you're 100% right. This is back when, and I'm sorry, kids, if you're young enough not to know this, but music used to tell stories. So not only were they great songwriters or lyricists, but they were also able to tell a story in their song, with and with the melody of their song. That was the complete package back then. Whenever you got a piece of music, even down to rock and roll, like Led Zeppelin talking about the land of ice and snow, and everything else. All these songs of that generation, 60s and 70s especially, were a story. were stories. I mean, Billy Joel is telling you a story in every song that he ever wrote back in that era, right? Sing me a song, you're the piano man. That's an entire story. You get a background on somebody's life.
Well, you don't even talk about your relationship with Bob Dylan, and that's why he wrote you a song.
Every day I wake up, I look out on the world. I'm so glad I have my dog. I'm so glad I have my girl. Probably in that order, 'cause she's a bit of pain. There's one thing that's just driving me insane. I ask myself every day, I can't seem to get away. The question keeps fogging down my mind. I gotta know why it's cold trick casino game, why he keeps leaving my behind. Oh, like my heart, he keeps leaving my behind. There's a gaping hole inside of me that I can't fill. I'm a guest at Love's restaurant, you're just not paying the bill. I beg you please on my bended knee, how much more can I please? Why won't you just love only me? I hear constantly how you're a man whore, in and out every door. The men adore you. You're the sugar daddy they adore, and like my ass now my heart is sore, 'cause I know I can love more.
You guys had a torrid affair, it sounds like.
I ask myself every day, I can't seem to get away. The question keeps bogging down my mind.
Six was
Gotta
like,
know why it's no casino game, why he keeps leaving my behind.
That's before the electric
Oh,
days.
like my heart, he keeps leaving my behind.
All right.
Bob Dylan.
No, I might need to distract you from this amazing show and panel. I got to step out. I popped in just because I wanted to make sure I had all the Captain America stuff, because you're my peeps. I got to go edit a video and get ready for my members stream. So, man, I miss you guys.
We're losing viewers.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was a little rough. So, watch it views drops. Well, I mean, it is what it is. But by the way, Geary is more gay than me.
That is true.
Well, yeah, that's hard to get on his level.
I'm just saying. Speaking of gay, I got to spend some good time with Mike Harlow last week. I'm going to spend some time with Lutch, the Indian Jesus, I think tomorrow.
Cool.
I'm getting to see a lot of people. This is really cool. I'm having a ton of fun. So I'll probably
make sure it's all dudes so you can stay consistent.
It is. Well, I'll be back here on Thursday for the dude panel.
Did Acosta leave? What's going on with this? Patrick Robinson says, bye, Acosta.
Oh, that's about CNN.
No, he bailed. He quit live on air last night. They moved him to midnight. He said, "Eat a bag of dicks," and bailed on CNN.
I remembered that. I didn't hear he bailed though.
Oh yeah. He's like, "Peace out." Yeah, dude, that's something I predicted a few days ago. So there's that. But
all right. Well, good for Bob Dylan, and good for you, and good for Acosta, I guess. And
I will
deformed fight. What?
No, I was just gonna say seriously, I do have to go, but I was gonna tell everybody, go see the Bob Dylan biopic. I mean, it's worth it. I got.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, got a chance to see it.
I've seen it.
It's very well, from top to bottom. It's just very well done. And I'm gonna say something that Tom never thought he'd hear me say. Timothy Chalamet can actually act.
Told you.
I'll tell you what, I think the parts that he has to sing the songs and play guitar, I am impressed. But the parts that he has to act like Bob Dylan, I kind of don't buy him. I thought that Edward Norton gave a tremendous performance, better than Chalamet. Even Monica Barbaro that played Joan Baez, I thought that she was more convincing. Chalamet and the parts that he has to be Bob Dylan, I was a little bit, not the singing, but the actual acting like Bob Dylan, I was a bit ambivalent about him.
Wow, I thought he did a good job.
I'll have to see it.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say this as somebody who like looks at people who are definitely not the same bone structure and anything else. I still have to give it up to Johnny Depp for his performance of Dr. Hunter S. Thompson.
That's awesome. That's his best performance to date.
Yeah,
Completely unrelated, but glad to hear it.
No. He's nothing like Hunter S. Thompson. He's nothing like him, but he does a great him, right? Down to the voice too.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, I got to step out. You guys are great.
Right.
Tom, I'll probably be back on Thursday, so I'll see you
right.
then. All right, bye.
Take care. Deform 581 says, didn't Dylan get it mentioned in Sweet Home Alabama? There has to be a story about that one. I've never seen the movie, so I can't speak to this. Oh, you mean the song Sweet Home Alabama? Is he mentioned in the song?
I can't remember now.
Or unless you're thinking of Neil Young. Neil Young is mentioned in the song. I don't remember Bob Dylan being in it.
Anyhow, Bob Dylan, just so you know, A, I was reading now that it was $400 million apparently, and not 200 like I thought. And B, it was to Universal, not to Sony and Universal. I don't know in one place why it said Sony and Universal. So he sold to Universal, sold for 400. And I also, I know why more people are selling. Around the time of like the Couve, people weren't performing, so I think that's where the trend started. Especially people were sitting at home and listening to music, and those artists they couldn't go on tour and things like that. So that's when a lot of these kind of there's two things: there's labels that wanted the rights, or there's these other companies that are trying to buy rights. Companies like Primary Wave and Hypnosis or whatever it's called, and then you have the labels. So it started like a bidding war where these companies started trying to buy their catalogs, and the labels were like, well, if somebody's going to own the catalog, it'll be us. So now a lot of these kind of classic artists were being tempted by like sort of these bidding wars over their catalogs. And then, like I said, some of them are older, some of them don't want to tour, some of them need money, some of them can now leave their kids money. There's a lot of reasons for people to sell, but personally, I don't know if that's going to continue. I think that at some point these companies are going to stop buying these catalogs because with AI and all this stuff going on, I don't know. Are people going to need it?
AI's shit. But it seems like it's exactly the same thing to me as Hollywood. They're trying to milk existing IPs instead of creating new ones, right? I mean, it's like, oh, let's sell a Bob Dylan biopic instead of making Almost Famous, which is a much better movie, I'm sure, than any of this crap we're getting nowadays. And it's like, okay, it's like, IP. Like, I've spent over 1,000 hours in the last year or two digging up, trying to find great music, great new music. And you know what I found is that it actually exists. Once upon a time, before the Telecommunications Act, independent radio stations, people would actually have the skill set to go and discover new music, to find new exciting bands and create new IPs. And then it all got boiled down to a couple of ownership groups who can't be bothered to give a damn to make the effort to create new IPs for the future. They're just going to milk the existing ones. So you got these fucking amazing, talented bands all over the world right now that are filling small clubs. And some of them are, breaking up and going away, and it's all getting lost because no one's making the effort to try and like pick this stuff up. It's like, oh, let's just make a Bob Dylan biopic instead. All right, it'll make a few $100 million maybe.
ActionCom says with 5 says best Dylan song. It's Hell Time for the movie Band of the Hand. I don't know if I'm sure I've heard it, but I'm trying to remember it. Yeah. 6. I'm sorry I didn't see this beforehand. I don't have this clip though. I think you do. But if you have the clip of Culture sniffing his own underwear, she asked for right here, I'll add it to the thingy, whatever you call it. Anyway, Lost for Words gifted 5 Midnight's Edge memberships. Thank you for that. Yeah, there's video of Culture sniffing his underwear. So he's an underwear sniffer. And with that, I've got some work to do. So unless there was anything else on the plate or agenda to talk about with you guys, was there anything else in the news that you guys can think of? I think that was most of it today anyway. Anybody?
No, I didn't hear about anything. Seems like it's a pretty slow standard Tuesday.
Yeah, it is that. And speaking of Tuesday, it's Toxic Tuesday.
Damn right. Oh, it's going to be on, man. We are going to walk so hard with Dewey Cox in a little over an hour. It's going to be great. And I feel like we've had a little extra ooze of toxicity the last handful of episodes. So I feel like it's our sworn duty to ride the wave tonight and keep the ante up of toxicity for Toxic Tuesday Walk Hard. So yeah, come hang out with us. It's going to be a great time. And if you don't know about this great memorable movie, well, you can catch it right now if you want to watch it on Amazon for rental for $3. You can catch an hour and 20 minutes. If you get off Midnight's Edge right now, you can catch an hour, 20 minutes, which is almost the entire movie. So go chow, and then come to our stream, and then you can hang out with us as we talk about this movie. Also, I won't be around Thursday because I'll be taking the kids and one of their friends, and they're going to have a girls' night, and we're all go see Dogman.
All right. There was this bit here about Quentin Tarantino in an interview recently. I think he was over at Sundance, and they were talking to him. He's like, what the fuck is a movie now? Something that plays in theaters for a token release for a fucking week? And maybe a second week? You can watch it on television. I didn't get into all this diminishing returns. I mean, it was bad enough in 97. It was bad enough in 2019, and it was the last fucking year of movies. I got to admit, I mean, a lot of people are coming hard at him, but I'm like, no, he's not wrong. This is what we've been saying about streaming all this fucking time. Yeah. It was the stupidest move ever to do this and stick with it. But, yeah. Anyhow, I just thought that was interesting. You got anything coming up tonight, Price? Your late show?
Yeah, there's at 11:45 p.m. on my live stream channel, there's The Night Owl with Professor R2 and maybe some surprise guests.
All right. CC, are we going to have to actually do some karaoke this week at any point?
No idea.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
We might just have to come in and
I've
take over one of your
been
late
working
shows.
12 hours a day on the channel for over 2 months now. I need to just like reset my brain. Karaoke is not a bad way to do that, but it's also like more on top of more. So we'll talk.
This is one of the few times I actually had to agree with Monkey Jeeves. He does kind of look like Oliver Stone, if that's what you mean. He's slowly turning into Oliver Stone. All right. And with that, so check out the stream later on tonight where I'm going to try and bop in and talk some Dewey Cox with the guys. Other than that, we'll be on the morning show, of course, tomorrow. We still are monetized, so that's good. I'll figure out where I'm going to redirect you for now. But do check in later to Toxic Tuesday, of course. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time.
Cute kitty.
Thank you, D-Bug.
Available now for the first time ever on DVD from Midnight's Edge After Dark Productions. It's My Two Dads, the complete first season starring Mexican Iron Man Tom Connors and Culture Casino. Available now for $19.99 while supplies last.